Hey everyone, it's Van here and welcome back to the channel. A couple months ago on the channel, I reviewed the Pagani Design Rolex Submariner homage in green, also known as the Hulk. And since then, I've gotten a lot of comments saying I should review the blue one. And I was thinking the same thing, so I sold the green one, I have the blue one, and now I'm taking a look at the blue one today. Since then, Pagani Design has made a few changes to their watches and improved them all around, and today we're going to be looking at some of those changes. Before we get into this review, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you get to see this amazing content. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, and here's the packaging for the Pagani Design Submariner homage. Nice branding, matte black on the front. A little bit of gold. Okay, we have a guarantee card, which we don't really need. A user manual, we don't really need it. And a microfiber cloth. We might actually use this. And of course, stunning, beautiful colored watch. Okay, before we get too in-depth on this watch, let's talk about some of the dimensions. We have a case diameter of 43 millimeters, a case thickness of around 10 or 11 millimeters, I don't know, I'll put on the side over here. A Seiko NH35A movement, which by the way is one of my favorite movements. And a lug width of 20 millimeters. Actually, on the AliExpress website, it says it's 20 millimeter lug width, but when you actually measure in person, it's 21 millimeters, so it's really hard to find another band that fits it. So if you're planning on buying this watch, I'd say plan on keeping the original bracelet unless you're willing to go hunt for a 21 millimeter strap. And of course, this watch is a homage watch, so I will show the picture of the Rolex Smurf on the left here, and you guys can just kind of compare them for yourself. Now, a lot of other diver watches that are similar to this can never get the color right on the blue, but Pagani Design has done a wonderful job. This is honestly like really, it's truly beautiful. You have to see it in person to really see how brilliant this blue is. So the bezel on this watch is a 90-click rotatable bezel with a ceramic bezel insert, by the way, which is outstanding for the amount of money you're paying for this watch. Although there's one problem with this bezel. It doesn't exactly line up at 12 o'clock. It'll kind of go at 12:01 and 11:59. It will not actually line up perfectly. We also have a calendar at the 3 o'clock position, and I do believe it is a quick set date. Yep, it is a quick set date, so that's nice. Speaking of the crown, we have a screw-in crown with a gasket on the inside of there. And if you don't know what a gasket is, it is basically a little rubber ring that goes either on the back of the watch or in a screw-down crown, and that will actually make it waterproof quite a ways down. Watch also does mention that it is 100 meters waterproof. I'm surprised they didn't make it 200 meters though, because they do have a gasket on the back and on the crown. So if I were making Pagani Design watches, I would say this is 200 meters waterproof, but they only made it 100. Onto the bracelet of this watch. All of the links are brushed on this watch. Usually you'll find that the center links are polished, but the outside links are brushed, but they're actually all brushed on this watch, and I love that. As well as the top of the lugs on this watch are brushed as well. Now onto the clasp of this watch. For some reason, the clasp would scratch really easily. I've had this watch for a couple weeks now, and you can see the scratches are pretty deep on the clasp. And I'm not even sure how they got there. A really nice, durable clasp, as you can see. And there it is. The clasp, when it's closed, looks amazing. It looks exactly like a Rolex clasp. I'll try to show a picture on the left here so you can kind of see how similar they look. Taking out links on this watch is super easy because they have screw-in links. So instead of trying to hassle and get a hammer and bang out the links, all you need is a little screwdriver. You just unscrew them out, put them back in, no hassle, really easy. Under the case back of this watch, not a whole lot going on, but it is a display case back, and you can see the Seiko NH35 movement on the inside ticking away there. We also have solid end link covers, which is really good for this price range. Usually around this price range, you'll find some hollow end links, and it's just kind of flimsy, and when you shake the watch, it makes a loud clinking noise, but these have solid end links, and they're pretty solid. This watch on my 6.5-inch wrist, it does have a 43mm case diameter, so I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty chunky. It also weighs about 155 grams, with about 4 links already taken out to fit my wrist. So it's pretty chunky, it's pretty heavy. I'd only suggest you wear it if you have a somewhat bigger watch or you just like the feel of heavier watches. And now it's time for the lume shot. And yes, I am in my bathroom, that's why the voice is echoing. This lume is absolutely beautiful. We have a brilliant blue color on the indices and on the bezel. And for the hands, we have a kind of aquamarine-ish green color. And honestly, this is by far one of the best lumes I have ever seen on a watch for this price range. And there you guys have it. That was the review of the Pagani Design Smurf Submariner Homage watch. Of course, the link where you can buy this watch will be in the description below for about $75 US. If I were to rate this watch 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a good 8. This is a great watch, ceramic bezel insert, sapphire crystal, and Seiko NH35 movement. However, the only thing I wish they would have changed is maybe make it a little smaller, perhaps 40mm instead of 43, and it's just a little heavy for my wrist. But other than that, I love everything about this watch. All brushed links, sapphire crystal, NH35 movement, screw down crown, ceramic bezel. I mean, for $75, this is a great watch. And I really think Pagani Design has outdone themselves this time. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and you get to see awesome, wholesome content about watches, stocks, and finance. That's gonna be it for this time, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.
Good morning, sun.